Hello and welcome, my name is Spigo, and in today's episode I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to become a better sniper. I'm sure you guys already know about the bullet drop in the game, but if you don't, it basically means that your bullet starts to drop after a certain amount of distance, and you will need to compensate by aiming above your target. Now when we got that out of the way, here is my first tip. Number 1. Know your rifle. Since every weapon is different when it comes to bullet velocity and bullet drop, it is easier to stick to one rifle and learn how it will perform. Also stick to one scope and learn the markers that is attached to that scope. This picture here is just an example of how I will learn the markers and does not represent any actual stats. This will make it a lot easier for me when I encounter enemies at longer ranges. Number 2. Spot, spot, and spot. This can be one of the most important things to do as a sniper, especially when you're shooting at long range. I have noticed that if you shoot at targets over a certain amount of distance, the red triangle may actually be bigger than the enemy that you are aiming at, and using the triangle to aim is a lot easier than aiming at the actual enemy. Align the red triangle with markers at your scope and boom! Headshot. Also, spotting is good for finding enemies that you otherwise wouldn't find. They could be behind smoke, trees, bushes, and sometimes there will appear a red triangle. Here are a couple of examples of that.
Totally worth it.
Of course, by spotting you're also helping the entire team to locate where the enemies are at. Number 3. Determine your distance. If you have a hard time to determine the distance, try to use your surroundings. For example, a flag or an MCOM. There are a lot of things on the map that will show the distance between you and that object. If you can't see any objects, then take one shot, move the scope just a little to the left or right, and see where it hits on your scope marker. And then you know how much you need to compensate. If you see an enemy but not sure how much above you need to aim, do as I said before by shooting and move the scope a little to the side. However, this will probably alert the enemy. So normally I choose to shoot an object close to him, but not so close that he will notice it. Then you can easily adjust your aim and pick him out. You can see in this clip how I take a shot and see where it lands, and when I have an enemy in sight, I know exactly how much above I need to aim. Number 4. Be aware of how much of your body you expose. Sure, an elevated position is great and you can probably see a lot of enemies from that spot, but that also means that they can see you. Try to use windows, doors, trees, rocks, or other objects to make yourself less visible to your enemy. You only need to expose yourself to the enemy that you're shooting at, and when he has been eliminated, then you can expose yourself a little bit more so you can acquire your next target. Number 5. Last on my list is for you to be patient. Sometimes it's better to not take the shot. Every time you shoot, you will pop up on the minimap. You will also alert whoever you're shooting at, and they can see the smoke trail from your bullet. Getting a headshot is crucial since a body shot won't kill them and most likely will cause them to run away, so always aim for the head. All I'm saying is that you should only engage enemies where you have the odds on your side. Using a sniper rifle takes a special kind of playstyle compared to a lot of the other weapons in the game. Try to use that to your advantage. I know that the recon class get a lot of hate for not contributing to your team, but if used correctly you can be quite powerful. And in the end you paid for the game as everyone else, and it's totally up to you how you want to play it. I hope this helped you and you enjoyed the video. That is all for today, thank you for watching and I'll see you on the battlefield.